Number 2. Here I have 0 equals negative 16 squared plus 256. And I see that I don't have an x squared by itself on one side of my equation, so I'd like to move it over. And to do that, I'm just going to take that whole term, 16x squared, and add it to both sides because I had a negative 16x squared on the original equation. So I'll just take the opposite sign, and when I add those, I get 16x squared equals 256. And now I know 16 is a perfect square, but I can do a little bit better and get just the x squared by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And to do that, I'll divide both sides by 16. And then I have x squared equals, I know that 16 times 16 is 256. So when I divide that out, 256 divided by 16, I will get 16. And now I'm ready to use the square root property. So I'll just write that down here. So I'll use that here, and I'll do it in blue like I have been. And that to use the property, I'll take the square root of both sides, and on one side I have to use plus or minus. So I'll do that, and then remember that the squared on the x and the square root on the radical undo each other, and I have left x equals plus or minus, and square root of 16, what times itself equals 16? That's 4. So our answer is a plus or minus 4. So to check, I want to check x equals 4, and I want to check x equals negative 4. These are very quick to check, so I'll go ahead and show both. And it's negative 16 times whatever my x was squared plus 256. I am checking, so I'll put a question mark there. 0 equals, same thing again, negative 16 times whatever my x is squared plus 256. And change to my red pen to show substituting. And this one I'm checking the 4. This one I'm checking the negative 4. And one more step, I have to take care of exponents first. So 4 squared, that's going to be 16 times the negative 16 here. Write everything else out here. Negative 16 times positive 16 is going to give me negative 256 plus a positive 256. Definitely that's a 0, so the positive 4 worked. Now I can check the negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 will give me a positive 16. And then it looks like I'm going to have the same thing as I had for the next line over here. These I was checking, so put a question mark. And when I add those, that's negative 256, just like on the checking for the x equals 4. So I have 0 equals negative 256 plus 256, and so that one checks out as well. So 2 answers for this problem, x equals 4 and negative 4.